So this is my first video in quite a while. Sorry for not uploading. I've been really busy and stuff. In today's video, I'm going to be building a small router computer. So these are all the parts that are going into the system. So here we have an Intel DQ77KB ITX motherboard with a Core i3-3220. Yes, I know that's probably overkill for a router, but it's what I had, and free beats spending 20 bucks on like a Celeron or a Pentium for this system. I also picked up an I/O shield for it. Next to that is 4 gigs of DDR3 and a 32 gigabyte tiny mSATA SSD. I picked this up on eBay for like $12, pretty nice. And then I'm going to be cooling it with a modified stock cooler. I just made the fan wire a lot shorter there just to keep things neat. For the case, I'm going with a Morex 557 Universal ITX case. I got this on Amazon for $50. Comes with quite a few accessories here in this bag. The reason I went with this case is because we have one of these at work and it's just high quality. So now that we have the parts list out of the way, I'm going to start the build. So to open this case, you just undo these 2 screws back here, and then you slide the top off like that. And then there's another 4 screws to remove this fan bracket here. So that just goes like that. So before I continue installing the system in the case, I'm going to set up the motherboard. So the first thing I'm going to do is install the 4 gig kit of Hynix RAM. I got this for free from work. We were scrapping a bunch of computers and I figured I could use it. And I think 4 gigs is overkill for what this router is going to do, so it should be fine. Next is the Intel stock cooler. I'm just going to apply some thermal compound first. The only issue with this thermal compound is my friend borrowed it and the nozzle for this syringe came off, like it broke. And so it's really kind of hard to apply the thermal compound in a good way. That looks like it's a bit too much, but and then the orientation of the cooler does matter because of the way the wires come out. Plug that in there, and there's our stock cooler installed. And then these wires just tuck neatly right there. And then this is kind of my favorite part of the build, is this little SSD that's going right in this slot here. So if we just put that in there like this, and then screw it down. Something I do notice is the SSD doesn't sit flat. It's on a angle, so I don't know what's up with that. Hopefully everything works fine. Next is installing everything in the case. So I'm going to start with the I/O shield. Pretty straightforward. This is a nice high quality I/O shield as well. And then I'm going to take these cables here and kind of pull them out of the way. There are 2 screws right back there and right back there that I have to take out first, and then we can just put the motherboard in. So there is the motherboard fully installed. I'm going to go ahead and do the front panel stuff off camera just because it's a bit easier that way, and continue the video once that's done. So there is the finished build. You can see I did the cable management. I think I did a pretty good job with it considering how small the area is. The front USB connector is in the worst possible spot right there, and then I just have the front panel looped around there. Whether this plate fits on or not, we have yet to find out. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't. And yeah, it doesn't fit, but that's okay. As long as the top fits, which this case is advertised to fit the Intel stock cooler, which it just barely seems to. Cool. This is going to be a nice little system here, and I just have to screw in the back. So here's the finished build with the things screwed in. And yeah, the stock cooler touches the top of this, certainly, but it just barely fits. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in and turn it on, live on camera. There we go. It's running. Nice and quiet too. Better be for a router. So yeah, you can see blue lights and green lights on the inside. And on the other side here, it has holes for 4 40mm fans. And I have some fans I would be able to put in there, but I'll see how temperatures are. I shouldn't need them other than for aesthetics, which I do think fans look pretty nice, but whatever. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this plugged into a monitor and set up. I think I'm going to end the video here. you can see we're actually booting Linux Mint off the installer there. And this system isn't going to be used as a router for a little bit, so I'm going to hold off on installing pfSense on that. There's also this weird issue where the system must be configured to use like the LVDS header in there as the primary monitor, because it doesn't show anything usable on the theoretically secondary monitor. So I'm going to do some troubleshooting off camera. Hopefully I'll get that working. But for now, I have to get this video out because it's been like 3 months since I uploaded. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.